Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There are a few topics that I want to talk about in this video, but I first want to start off by congratulating Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj for having their first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Over a week ago, Doja released a remix to her song Say So and actually got Nicki Minaj to hop on the track, and together they were able to make this song go #1. And it is a big deal because this is not only Doja and Nicki's first #1 song, but it's also the first time that a female rap collaboration reached to #1 on the Billboard charts. And also, Nicki is the first artist to have #1 hits on every Billboard chart. So this is a big deal. Both Doja and Nicki made history. They did it for the culture, and I'm happy for them. I'm proud. This is a great moment in music right now. Also, I want to say congratulations to Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce because their Savage remix did peak to #2 on the charts. This is actually Megan's highest charted song to date, and also this is Beyonce's 19th top 10 hit, and it's also her first top 10 hit of the decade, making her officially have top 10 hits in 4 different decades. So this is a big deal for Beyonce and Megan as well. However, I do think that Beyonce and Megan had a chance to go #1 on the charts, but they let that opportunity slip through their fingers. And I can't put the blame on Megan because Megan did her part. She promoted her song every chance she got. She did challenges. She was promoting TikTok dances. She was doing everything she could to promote the song. However, Beyonce was silent. She didn't really do much to promote the song. And I do think her influence would have really helped the song go to #1 because let's not forget, she was the one who actually boosted the song up to the top 5 in the first place. And all she had to do was send out a tweet or post a video on Instagram or do something to get the song trending, but she didn't do it. And I guess she didn't feel like she had to because she already did enough by hopping on the song anyway. But still, her promotion definitely would have helped the song go #1. Now, one thing that Doja and Nicki did right was they both promoted the song. Not only that, Doja's team did an excellent job with the promotion. They uploaded a dance video, and also Doja uploaded a performance of the song, which did give the song a boost in streams. Not only that, the fans made the song go #1. So Doja and Nicki had favor on their side, and they also did everything right. So they deserve to have this #1 record because they did what they were supposed to do. But looking at the big picture, it doesn't really matter who has the #1 song or who has the #2 song. We have to look at it like this. 4 women made history. This is the first time in Billboard history where 4 women of color, 4 black women, 1 half black if you want to be technical, occupied the top 2 slots on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. That is huge. Megan reacted to this on Instagram and said, "Hotties, we just hit #2 on the Hot 100. We've come so far. I promise to keep working hard and getting better every time. Thank y'all for growing with me. Look at all this girl power." Nicki also posted this on Instagram. "Can't thank you guys enough for going so hard this past week to help us make history. I saw it all. You'll never understand how much you uplift me with the overwhelming love and support you continue to show. I love you so much, like so much, so much. Dear Doja Cat, thanks for trusting me with your baby. Hope I lived up to your expectations. You're so extremely talented and so deserving of this moment. What time are you showing your boobs? Love, Nick." Also, Doja went on live and she reacted to the #1 hit.
Thank you to, first and foremost, Nicki. And thank you to her for being, so, what's the word? Just for caring and just who she is, and accepting and warm and sweet as she is. I feel like collectively we have Nicki, we have Meg, we have Beyonce, we have me, we have everybody else, all the females in the game right now. I feel like we finally hit a point where there's no more, we've all realized that we don't have time to just be against each other. Like, I feel like we've kind of hit that mark where, like, we've hit the light at the end of the tunnel. As maybe a dramatic and weird as that sounds, and corny as that sounds, it's not corny, it's great. I'm so happy that the women of rap and the, you know, of pop have been able to come together, especially in an unexpected and fucking chaotic time that it is right now. We've shown that we can learn how to fucking thrive with each other. How cool is that? What a beautiful kind of healing feeling. I don't like when I rhyme when I talk, but you know what I mean? To have Meg, Beyonce, me, Nicki all at the same time killing shit, and even amongst all the bullshit that everybody was trying to kind of pit, obviously women have been pitted against each other, and this is fucking so not that. We've climbed over that, and that's cool. So I wanted to say thank you, Nicki. Thank you, Nicki Minaj, so much. And thank you, oh my God, to the fucking Barbs. I've never in my life seen anything like that, ever. It's really cool. Thank you so much for the support, is my point. And wow.
That was really nice. Major congrats to Doja, Nicki, Beyonce, and Megan. Okay, moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Part 1 of season 12 aired last night, and there was a lot of shade being thrown in this episode. Now, first of all, I have to admit, this was an entertaining reunion, and I do think the ladies were a lot bolder and a lot sassier because they weren't sitting in the same room. So the reunion started off with a bang. First, Nene and Eva were going at it. Then Kenya and Nene were going at it. Then Porsha and Eva were going at it. So there was a lot of like back and forth cutthroat shade going on. And I will say that Porsha and Kenya stole the show, but Nene and Eva definitely made their presence known in this episode, especially Eva. Eva was very outspoken, and I do think she felt kind of empowered behind the camera. However, she couldn't go toe-to-toe with Nene or Porsha because they lit her up.
Yeah, and y'all all older than me too. Girl, you are not a spring chicken, boo-boo. You are an age 10.
Oh, God.
Girl, them titties is age 10s. They social distancing. Don't come for me.
All you can talk about is top model. And that was the last time you was on top.
So those were just a few clips of Nene and Porsha gathering Eva, and I will say Eva was asking for it. She was interjecting in conversations that had nothing to do with her, and she got dragged. And I do think the reason why Eva tried to show out at the reunion is because she's at a desperate place right now. She is at a point where she could lose her peach because people have said that she's boring and she's useless on the show because her storyline is not interesting enough. So Eva attempted to stir up some drama weeks leading up to the reunion. In fact, she got into it with Nene on social media because Nene basically implied that Eva is not really needed on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I think only one person on this cast doesn't seem to have carried any weight this season. I don't feel like Eva brings that much to the cast.
After Eva heard this, she was upset about it because Nene was basically trying to put it out there that she doesn't belong on the show, and Eva needs the show. She gets paid a lot of money, so she needs that check. So she felt a way about Nene trying to come for her check.
Next, Gary is going to be doing his tea, and apparently his tea is about this very white back lady named Nene. Well, I'm excited because I will have a lot of commentary, and many people have been asking me about what no storyline Nene has been interviewing about. I don't even know why she's doing interviews. She don't have a storyline. She's bothered, though. She's threatened and doesn't have edges. If you come for me, pack up a good bag, take your vitamin C and whatever else you need as an elder, because bitch, you got the right one.
After Eva went off on Nene, they were taunting each other on social media. Eva was taunting Nene and telling her to show her face without any makeup. And Nene was like, well, show your real body then. So this is basically the reason why Eva and Nene are beefing now. And Eva tried to come at Nene at the reunion, but she got shut down because she's not quick enough and she doesn't know how to handle the shade. And she could have hit Kenya up for some tips because Kenya would have taught her a thing or two.
You wish you were flawless, bitch. This is flawless, bitch. Looking like a white woman in drag. Shut the hell up. Bunch booty. I don't know if I'm looking at the Real Housewives reunion or a scene from White Chicks.
This is why I say Eva should have got notes from Kenya. Now, I also want to talk about Porsha dragging Eva. Now, the reason why Porsha and Eva were beefing is because Eva made comments about Porsha's C-section and her child. Apparently, Eva was upset that Porsha told Kenya something that she said. She said that she didn't want to bring her kids at Kenya's party because she didn't know about her energy. And when Porsha told Kenya what Eva said, Eva got upset. So she decided to shade Porsha and her child.
Business. She still got her C-section healing. She over here worried about somebody else's babies. Baby, Dennis with a bow.
So Eva called Porsha's daughter Dennis with a bow. And I did see some comments saying, well, what's wrong with Eva saying that Porsha's daughter looks like her father? Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but you gotta look at the context. Eva was saying that to throw shade at Porsha. So Porsha was rightfully upset and she shut Eva down at the reunion. Now, Eva wasn't the only one who brought up people's kids. I know Kenya tried to make a slick comment about Nene's kids, saying they look just like her, and she meant that as an insult. And also Porsha took a dig at Eva's child as well, so they weren't being very nasty towards each other when they started bringing up the kids. I didn't appreciate that part of the reunion, and I also didn't appreciate the fact that Eva did not own up to the nappy head comment she made about Kenya and Porsha. When Kenya tried to explain to her why it was offensive, she wouldn't receive it. So I thought that was kind of weird, and it definitely made Eva look bad. In fact, this whole reunion pretty much made Eva look terrible. But everything else was entertaining, and we'll see what happens next week. I did hear that Porsha was going to reveal some receipts of Kenya talking slick about her best friend Cynthia, so we'll see how real those receipts are. But those are my thoughts about part 1 of the reunion. Okay, so the last thing I want to discuss in this video is the sad news about the passing of 3 music legends this weekend. The soul singer Betty Wright passed away at age 66 years old from endometrial cancer. Betty Wright was mostly known for her hit songs like Clean Up Woman, Tonight is the Night, and No Pain, No Gain. And she was also a powerful vocalist, and she was one of the few artists in soul music who had that very high whistle register. Rest in peace, Betty Wright. Rest in peace. Also, there was another important music figure who passed away. Harrell passed away at the age of 59 years old from heart complications. And for those who don't know, Andre was actually the founder of Uptown Records. Andre discovered acts like Diddy, Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Heavy D, Teddy Riley, Al B. Shore, and he even signed Biggie Smalls. Andre Harrell was a major key player in introducing black music artists in the 90s. If it wasn't for Andre Harrell, we probably wouldn't hear about a lot of music acts because he really meant a lot to the culture and he had a big impact on a lot of different artists in the industry. So RIP to Andre Harrell. Last but not least, I want to talk about the legend, the icon, the king and architect of rock and roll, Little Richard. Little Richard passed away at the age of 87 from bone cancer. And Little Richard had a long life. However, I don't think he got the proper respect for how much he contributed to music. For those who don't know, Little Richard was one of the founders of rock and roll. And I could even argue that he was the innovator of rock and roll because the way he performed and the music he made definitely set a foundation for what rock and roll would become. And let's not forget, he was very influential, from his music to his flashy fashion to his animated singing style. He directly influenced artists like Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Elton John, Prince, etc. He was very influential, and unfortunately during his time, a lot of people didn't want Little Richard becoming the face of rock and roll because he was a black man, and the white kids loved him, so they were afraid of the type of influence that he was having over the young generation. And the music industry attempted to replace him with Pat Boone. In fact, they had Pat Boone steal his music and remake it, and Pat Boone's versions ended up being more accepted by pop radio than Little Richard's. And there would even be times when Little Richard would perform and he wouldn't get paid. So Little Richard was robbed a lot of times throughout his career. However, let it be known, he is the king of rock and roll. He's the king and architect of rock and roll, and no one can take that away from him.
I knew them when they wasn't famous. Jimi Hendrix was my guitar player then. Mm-hmm. He was 8, he was my guitar player. Billy Preston was 14 years old playing organ for me. And James Brown was my vocalist. We got him out of prison. See, that's what people don't understand. And the Beatles toured with me, and I taught Paul the hollers and the scream and the rhythm of the boogie woogie. And he had never been to America, and they offered me 50% of the group. And I didn't take it. I get mad when I think about it.
I think so.
Yes, but I didn't take it. When I started singing rock and roll, wasn't nobody singing it. Listen, when I started, woo, wasn't nobody saying that. You understand me? And when I was wop, bop-a-loo, bop-a-lop, wasn't nobody doing that.
So what you're saying, basically, in a nutshell, you're saying that you haven't gotten the credit you deserve.
I have never gotten it. See, they didn't want a black guy to be the one to create the rock and roll because the white kids liked it. And they didn't want the white girl screaming over no black boy. And by me being a black guy and a good-looking black guy, and you know I'm not conceited.
No.
I've never been that way.
No.
You know I don't believe in stuff like that.
I hope don't nobody mistake this.
I hope don't. I'm not conceited. I'm convinced.
Tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.